today's lecture we are going to look at what is GitLab. So in our previous lecture we have looked at what is GitHub. Basically a GitHub is a online sharing platform for the code itself. So where you could share your code, other people could contribute to your code. They have discussion panel where you could discuss any issue. You could create an pull request and discuss on that. Now it's time to discuss what are the alternatives of GitHub. Basically, one such alternative is GitLab, and GitLab definition is also same, where you could, it's an online web-based platform where you could share your code. It have complete life cycle of DevOps. Basically, you could build it and have online source management tools. Basically, when you update your code, it automatically continuously integrated the build, and it can automatically deploy it. That is known as CI/CD. They have issue tracking. They have AI code that could help you to code your project. So now let me open the GitLab. To go to the GitLab website, we could enter gitlab.com, and here's the interface of GitLab and basic uh, features of GitLab. It provides you AI tool just for your coding out and in CI/CD. So it simplify your tool chain basically through Git DevOps. Once you build your software, it provides CI/CD tools so that you could easily build up your software, and in your pipeline, your latest build already deployed once you update your code. So that's what it is, and it is powered by AI. Also, then they provide security. So if there is any issues in your code, such as you are exposing your API keys or some secrets, it will automatically detect those secrets and update you on that part. Also, the scanner could help you to detect some uh, illogical, like some code patterns that are vulnerable to some attacks, so they could already find those and suggest you on those. And then you could deploy anywhere, because a lot of deployment hosting websites like Vercel or Netlify, these are hosting websites such as they help you host free websites. So basically you could connect with this GitLab with any of these tools, and you could easily deploy your code. So lot of you might thinking GitHub might be the industry standard, but not necessarily. Lot of companies such as Rocket Mountain, KPMG, these company uses GitLab, and it's already depend on your preference, like which UI like you like. Basically, it's up to you. So not necessarily it's going to be industry standard that you are using GitHub, and other are also going to use GitHub, but it's depending upon person to person. It depends. So some might are very comfortable in GitHub, so they might use GitHub, and some are organizations are already using GitLab, so you might want to use GitLab. So basically you might have to basically all the commands would be same once you use GitLab or GitHub. And similarly, there is one other alternative, that is BitBucket, that we are going to look at after this demo. So basically, all this thing are same. You could get CI/CD, AI powered suggestion tools, source code management, and automatic software delivery. So here are some companies: Lockheed Martin, UBS, Haven Technologies. These company uses GitLab. So basically, for GitLab, you don't need like specifically you like you need to create an account. Basically, what they do is you could use GitHub to log in into your GitLab account, or you could use Google. So for me, preference Google is one of the easiest ways. So I'm going to use this my email ID to create one, and here this is how the UI interface of GitLab looks like. So basically, you could see that this is my all repository that I have worked on in GitLab. Then these are the group projects that like you have grouped all the projects. You could create like all the groups, so you could create a new group, and basically you could contain some of the projects, and basically I'm not going to create any group. And here's are the issues related to your projects, or you want onto some uh, organization, then you might able to see all the issues. So merge request based on your project to-do list, if there is any task assigned to it. So here you could see some of the tickets assigned to you. You could see and verify it, and um, close those tickets. Then you could create a milestone, basically a scrum way, just to simplify your way. Snippets are your code snippets you could share with them. So you could have some code and want to share with other people, so you don't want to share your whole code repo, just want to share some piece of code, you could use this. And next is activity based on your what you have done over the last projects. You could see what you have done. So you here's my activity based on open source development I have done. So these are the activities done on that projects, like uh, validating lightings. I know one of this project I have worked in open source. Basically what it does is provide a validating tool to for Bitcoin. Just you don't need to go into deep, but basically it's for validating Bitcoin timestamp based on VLS. You don't need to be like having a those signer are onto the remote device instead of your computer. So here you could also do open source development, since I have also done in this. And then here's all your activity. Then workspace is your space, like what you have CI/CD that have been connected to it, and if there is any log, you could see it. Then we have environment tabs. Basically, once you have created a project and you want some variables that needs required environmental values, so basically these are for that only. So you don't have to add those directly onto your code, hard code, because once you hard coded your API key, other malicious user could use those library and could just destroy your code, and once it's deployed. So you need to be sure that those variable are in the environment variables. So next is operation. The operation dashboard provides a summary of each of operational projects itself and how it's working, if there is any project deployed. And lastly, it's a security. So if there are any vulnerability onto your projects, since I have not any project on this, so it's showing me null. Now you might be wondering how you could search any other project. So basically, you could search any other project just like going to explore projects, and here are the projects that are you could see. And these are open source project, you could easily contribute to it. And if you want to know about some projects such as F-Droid client, basically it's in a APK version, where all other APK similar to Play Store, but for open source you don't have those policy needed in those. Then there is Velneron, which is Velneron is a multiplayer voxel real player games written in Rust. So it's written in Rust, used for Cube World, Legend of Zelda. So if you want to create a multiplayer game in which you need to create a server, yeah, you could use this one of these. And basically uh, one of the things you need to do is make your hand dirty. So if you need to understand some of this, you just go and ask them. So basically Wireshark is on GitLab. Then all the other Goldberg emulator is also on GitLab. Most of the projects are also in GitLab. So you don't need to think that every company use GitHub. Basically, it's up to the company that they use. So basically, if we search, we want to search about some like AI, we could easily enter AI and saying, uh, let's say, these are some trending projects that you could look onto. Uh, Here are some. These are all open source projects, so you could look onto their code and suggest any changes if you need it. So let's say if you need code regarding artificial intelligence, you could just look onto and I don't need to add any role. I just want to see any projects that are related to AI. So here are some projects that are related to AI, and based on the stars and folks pull request, you could see which are better projects. So this one is open source project which is maintained by the contributors, and you could see how you could run those code and work on it. Next, let's look at one other suggestion as well, that is BitBucket. This is So BitBucket is a good solution for using Jira. So if you know sprints, you could use BitBucket as well. So basically, BitBucket is similar to Git. You If you know Jira, what Jira is basically is a dashboard platform where you could have all those tickets, and it's maintained by Atlassian. And here it's similar to uh, GitHub, that you could see that projects are related to, and it's not free. Basically, it's closed source, and it's used by all lot of companies, used by all lot of companies I have seen. Basically, Bitbucket I have not seen that uses, but Jira is used by a lot of companies, and Bitbucket provides you easy way to integrate your all Jira tickets onto those, and you don't need to think. Jira is also integrated, easily integrated by all other projects. So if you want to see Jira service management, and here you could see all the Jira board projects. Basically, it will ask me to create a Jira, but we don't need to create those projects, and it's completely outsourced of this course. And uh, Jira is also an industry standard for the tickets to handle all those new features, and we need to implement. So now let's come back to our GitLab. Now you have got an idea what GitLab is, what GitHub is. It's up to you which one you prefer. It's not necessary you need to use GitLab or GitHub. It's depend upon you, like which company you work on. If it's using GitHub, then use GitHub. If you are comfortable in GitLab, use GitLab. And most all the commands are similar. Basically, only the origin where you will send your codes to, what will change. For GitLab, it will be some gitlab.url, and for GitHub, it will be github.some URL. And this is true for all other code, because they are built on Git code. So basically, all the Git codes will be same. Now that's with this, I will see you on to the next lecture.